Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave with Mines Advisory Group. We're one of the leading implementing partners of the conventional weapons destruction programs, working in more than 35 countries to identify and clear explosive hazards and explosive remnants of war and effectively manage the weapons and ammunition held by security forces of partner countries. We partnered with the State Department's Office of Weapons Removal and Abatement in the Political Military Affairs Bureau for more than 20 years to help advance U.S. foreign policy and save lives in the process, as well as the Army's strategic and low-intensity conflict demining program. On a more personal note, this is my 5th Mine Awareness Day on the Hill, and really each year it seems we've got a larger group of people and organizations represented. From our truly cherished partners at the State Department, the U.S. Army, as well as the many EOD folks who have been with us since the beginning, to the many implementing partners you see represented here, who have partnered with MAG in one way or another many times, and of course the growing number of others more recently drawn into our orbit. Corporations, think tanks, other nonprofits. And last but not least, certainly not least, members of Congress and their staff. As you all well know, we wouldn't be here without your support, so thank you. Whether you're brand new to this issue or perhaps you've worked on this longer than I have and managed to pull one or two bosses along for the ride, thank you for helping to achieve record-breaking bipartisan support for demining and weapons security programs. We're honored to have you all with us to celebrate Mine Awareness Day and acknowledge all the life-saving achievements of the demining sector and the leadership of the United States. Tonight we'll hear from one of the co-chairs of the 77-member bipartisan Congressional UXO and Demining Caucus, Congressman Valadeo. We'll also hear from Representative and House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Brian Mast. Both have been beyond generous with their time, and their incredible devotion to this issue has been so evident, as well as Congresswoman Houlihan, who's tied up and couldn't make it at the last minute. So while you wait, or is the Congressman going to come up now? Am I calling him? So I'm walking around. I'll pass it along to him. Thank you so much.
Give an opportunity to a politician be in front of a microphone, we're always going to take it. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is David Valadeo, represent California's 22nd Congressional District. I'm the founding co-chair of the UXO Demining Caucus. It's great to see so much strong support for this organization tonight. Mine Awareness Day is critical for the work that has to be done to address the threat of unexploded ordnances and landmines around the world. Humanitarian demining is an essential part of U.S. foreign policy, and it's great to see the issue gain so much attention from leaders on both sides of the aisle. 70 members is a huge accomplishment for us, and I'm thrilled to see so much support on that front. In too many places, communities are still living in fear of landmines and unexploded munitions left behind by conflicts from decades ago. These weapons don't distinguish between soldiers and civilians, and too often, it's the innocent families who pay the price. I've seen the impact of humanitarian demining firsthand during my visit to Nagorno-Karabakh, and it's an experience that I will never forget. That's why the work that's being done by organizations like the Halo Trust, Mines Advisory Group, Peace Trees Vietnam, APOPO, and the Golden West Humanitarian Foundation, alongside the State Department and the U.S. Army, are so important. Through conventional weapons destruction programs, it's been a long day. Our partners are helping nations secure dangerous stockpiles and prevent weapons from falling to the hands of terrorists and criminal organizations. Programs like the Army's Strategic and Low-Intensity Demining Initiative are also advancing new technologies and make this work safer and more effective. As a member of the House Appropriations Committee and the Defense Subcommittee, I was proud to support these critical programs in the fiscal year 2026 Defense and National Security, Department of State, and related programs and appropriations bills. It was so much easier before they changed the name of that committee. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and a continued partnership is obviously key. Events like Mine Awareness Day are an important opportunity to highlight all of your hard work and share new ideas, and obviously strengthen collaboration between all the different groups. I look forward to this event each year, even though we're always rushed and trying to get to our next event, but this is one that I truly appreciate all the hard work because it truly makes a difference to so many people. So I look forward to this event on an annual basis. I look forward to all the incredible efforts that you are all leading around the world. Thank you again for your partnership and the work that you do on a daily basis for so many people to make our international community safer. Thanks.
Thank you, Congressman. The words mean a lot, and it's very evident how much you care about this issue, so we appreciate it. So for those of you who were here last year and got to see the amazing demonstration by a popo of a mined rat, they're going to set up right now, and then they're going to do that demonstration right over there. So gather up, get your phones ready, that's what everyone does. And lastly, I just want to also mention that we're also joined here by Legacies of War, the Marshall Legacy Institute, who will also have a demonstration shortly. Humanity and Inclusion, James Madison University's Center for International Stabilization and Recovery, and many others, of course. So please enjoy, and thank you all again for coming.
Hi everyone, my name is Charles Richter and I'm the U.S. Director of the POCO. First I want to give a big thank you to the U.S. government, especially the State Department's Representative Abatement Office and the Department of Defense HCR&D team. We truly couldn't do this life-saving work without you. At POCO, we develop practical innovations in landmine detection. And our most famous innovation is our mine detection rats, also known as hero rats. Now, before anyone gets nervous, know that rats do not explode. They are too light to set up landmines, and we take animal welfare seriously. The rats eat well, get great care, and honestly probably have a better work-life balance than most of us here. Since 2008, they have helped detect landmines, including contributing to Mozambique becoming landmine-free. Today, we have 70 rats working in Cambodia and Angola. Like detection dogs, they sniff out explosives and ignore scrap metal, making them incredibly fast at finding landmines. Alongside this, we train and deploy detection dogs, which are especially good at mapping the boundaries of a minefield. Once the boundaries are established, our rats move in to precisely and more cost-efficiently pinpoint where the landmines are. For some perspective, a rat can screen a tennis court-sized area in about 20 minutes. This would take a manual deminer a full day in areas with significant metal scrap. To date, our rats have helped clear over 120 million square meters of land and supported the detection and safe removal of more than 169,000 landmines and explosive remnants of war across the globe. They're not a silver bullet, but they're a powerful tool in the right context. And we've never had a missed landmine found after their work in over 15 years. Come visit our booth to learn how we work with both rats, dogs, local partners, and are developing new IM tools that we hope will help across the sector. Now, our partners from Maryland Zoo will show you just how impressive these animals are. And I ask as everyone watches and takes in the rats to please not linger too long so everyone can have a chance to see them up close. Thank you and enjoy.
The Marshall Legacy Institute has donated 350 dogs to 11 countries around the world to sniff out landmines. 53 of those dogs were actually sponsored by school children here in the United States. Rico is a retired mine detection dog from Bosnia-Herzegovina. He is actually one of the dogs that school children in Connecticut funded. He served in Bosnia for 6 years. He and his human handler were credited with contributing to the clearance of about 600,000 square meters of land, which is equivalent to about 112 football fields during his career, saving countless lives. In 2022, Rico retired, and he now serves as the canine ambassador for the Marshall Legacy Institute. Rico travels around to different states in the country. We do presentations for schools, scouting groups, colleges, boys and girls clubs, veterans groups, senior citizens. We go pretty much where anybody will welcome us to raise awareness. He has to date presented to over 14,000 people in 10 different states. And so we're going to just do a very quick demonstration. I do have to tell you, Rico is trained to sniff out gunpowder. They do kind of frown upon you bringing that into the Capitol. So because of that, we do not have any explosive orders with us. But we've been practicing. He'll go down, hopefully, and find nothing. And then I'll have him go, and I'll have him indicate like he would if he was sniffing in the field. They'll get sniffed with their nose only to the ground. So he'll hopefully, if everything goes well, he'll sniff down, and then we'll bring him back. Good boy, huh? So he found nothing, and he didn't indicate that he found something. Sit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him again, and this time I'm going to have him sit next to one of the napkins. When the dogs are sniffing, once they find the odor, they sit and alert their handler that they have found something suspicious. The dog will sit and stare until the technicians have marked where the landmine is. The dog and human handler will be removed, and then the landmine will be taken care of. So at this time, he's indicating that he's found something, which we all know he has not. But they're rewarded with a toy. This is what they work for. And so right now he's staring, he's keeping me safe, I'm keeping him safe. And mine technicians are now marking the ground as to where the landmine is. And the dog will be removed. And he'll get his reward. And he has now just saved countless lives because he found some landmines.
My name's Chris Watley. I work for the Halo Trust. It is really hard to follow rats and dogs, I'll tell you that. But I work for one of the many great organizations in this room that, thanks to Congress, thanks to the American people, has the privilege of working with the State Department and the Department of War to save lives of communities touched by conflict by clearing landmines, unexploded ordnance, and things like that. And my role tonight is, first of all, just to introduce one of the true champions of this work. So just as a reminder, what does this work look like? We know what the clearance of these devices look like, because we just saw a dog, we just saw a rat. But what this means in terms of advancing American foreign policy, advancing American economic interests, it looks like islands in the Pacific, where for 80 years since World War II, bombs have been killing civilians. And when we clear those, we create security partnerships that help us compete against China. It looks like clearing landmines in Angola, where families can send their kids to school safely, but we can also forge partnerships to receive critical minerals that benefit both of our economies. And it means keeping the hands of criminals in Central America. It means keeping guns out of the hands of the same gangs that threaten our own streets. That's what conventional weapons destruction means. That's the frame of American leadership. My job right now is to introduce a true champion of that American leadership. Chairman Brian Mass, who represents the 21st District of the state of Florida, the Sunshine State, who's a soldier, veteran himself, a member of the explosive ordnance disposal community, and somebody who works every day to ensure that every tool in the toolbox of American foreign policy, including the conventional weapons destruction tool, advances American prosperity and security. Chairman, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Because you all are the most badass people, as we all know. We know we're the most badass people of everybody, but I get to sell you to everybody else. It's the hardest job because who doesn't follow a dog? It's impossible. They're so cute. I wish we could train junior team members to sit in front of ordnance after they find it. Is that something we can do, Scott? Is that something we can implement? Training junior ordnance? Good to see you all. I just want to thank you all for being here. I do say that the job really is easy because your work speaks for itself. I think that's the truth. But even though it speaks for itself, it matters that you go out there and advocate it. It matters that you be here on the Hill year after year. You know, with Halo, with MAG, talking about the work that you're doing across the globe, different different countries, the way that you're doing it, the lives that you're protecting, the injuries that you're preventing, the deaths that you're preventing, you name it. You have to be your own best advocate in this place. And your work coming here year after year, it really does do that. And you layer this with the other caucuses that we have events for in the same room, which is the biggest pain in the ass room to speak in. It's just like these giant 4 granite walls. But aside from that, it matters. And so I just encourage you, continue the advocacy, continue being here, continue the great work because you're making a difference. I'm very proud to support you as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee and support that you're out there, support the work that you're out there doing around the globe because I know just how much it matters and I know how much you all invest to do it properly and do something that is inherently dangerous on behalf of others. So with that, I hope you all have a great evening. I'm going to hang out with you all and see the displays and get back to drinking. Good to see you all.
And while we do that, let me introduce the next partner for the stage. So, many of you have seen the great technology in this room, in addition to the fantastic, charismatic analysts. And the organization that has done more to advance technology in saving lives through humanitarian organizations like us, but also supporting the American warfighter, American soldiers, American Marines. Advancing that technology is one of these kind of unknown gems of the Department of War, part of the U.S. Army, and I have the pleasure of introducing the real leader of that work. Sean Burke is the program manager of the U.S. Army's Strategic and Low-Intensity Conflict Demining Program, this hidden gem that advances technology to save lives for civilians and also protect our warfighters. This is the guy who's been doing it for 36 years. If you see anything in this room, probably his team and his team members have been behind it. Thank you, Sean.
Well, it's good to be here. I see a lot of familiar faces. I mean, I can't even say like some of the stories. I just met Lena after 16 years. We were on a helicopter together down in Colombia one time, and I'm like, I know your face. And we finally figured it out. We had an emergency land when we hit a lightning storm. But good evening. Again, my name is Sean Burke. I'm the program manager for the Humanitarian Demining Program Manager, but our partners affectionately refer to us as HD. Okay? So the HD program is part of the Army Combat Capabilities Development Command, and we are located at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. To begin, I would like to extend my gratitude to Representatives Houlihan and Valadeo for co-chairing this event, and certainly Congressman Mass for attending, as he always does. He's always the one that's going to be there, so we appreciate the support. Always good to see you. And hosting this year's Minus Square event. The HD program develops state-of-the-art technology and adapts commercial off-the-shelf equipment to improve the safety, speed, and efficiency for demining operations worldwide. We are the Department of War's only technology provider that supports humanitarian mine action and assists in solving the global demining problem. For the last 25 years, we have partnered with NGOs such as Halo Trust, Mines Advisory Group, APOPO, Golden West Humanitarian Foundation, I see you, Larry, good to see you, and Norwegian People's Aid. And that's so that they could use the equipment that we have to clear mines and unexploded ordnance in actual demining operations. Our program provides innovative technologies to these NGOs through what we call operational field evaluations. The NGOs use our technologies in the live minefields and UXO-contaminated areas as part of their day-to-day demining operations. These technologies significantly increase their ability to detect and clear mines and UXO around the world. We provide continuous support that includes training and sustainment through the duration of these OFEs. The NGOs provide us feedback on the performance and sustainability, which is later used to help our program improve technology and make future investment decisions. We currently have provided over 400 technologies deployed with our partners currently right now in 16 countries, which are primarily located in the Indo-PACOM AOR and Ukraine. The types of equipment we provide are large mechanical mine clearance machines, mine and UXO discrimination systems, detectors, EOD robots, remote sensing drones, and many, many more. These technologies have enabled our NGO partners to clear more than 420,000 mines in UXO over the years, and also 135 million square meters of land. This has allowed displaced populations to return home and land to be returned to productive use. Many of our developments also enhance the capability of the warfighter. The geographic commands utilize our technologies in support of humanitarian mine action objectives in the Department of War priority countries. Our program's innovative technologies provide enhanced opportunities for these mill-to-mill engagements with our strategic partners. These engagements help reduce the threat to civilian populations and forward deployed U.S. forces. They also improve economic development, enhance regional stability, and solidify trust between the nations. Although significant progress continues to be made, challenging new threats are emerging in areas of conflict around the world. The HD program will continue the development of new state-of-the-art technologies to promote stability and assist with the eradication of mines in UXO. Together, we clear mines, save lives, and restore hope. Thank you very much. We get time, please stop over our opening staff and answer any questions and provide more information. Chris?
We've got one last speaker. Now, I will say that the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States was supposed to be with us tonight. She had to express her regrets at the very last minute because her prime minister's in town, and when the White House calls, you answer that call. But Ukraine has been a fantastic partner to the Halo Trust. It's our largest program in the world, and also the technologies that we're getting from Ukrainian demining firms, I think will help with global demining as well. But our last speaker is one of the true champions of this world as well. I think for those of us who are part of this community, Stan Brown is both a friend and an inspiration. He is the senior bureau official of the Political Military Affairs Bureau of the State Department, which for those of you who are in, just finished your grad program in international affairs, where you talk about the nexus between defense and diplomacy, well, if that nexus has a return address, it's the Bureau of Political Military Affairs, and this is the guy who's been leading it. But he also comes from our world. He spent 27 years as a pilot in the U.S. Air Force. He spent 7 years leading the Office of Weapons Removal and Abatement, the nexus of the Conventional Weapons Destruction Program, and is now leading all the other functions of the Paul Mill Bureau. Stan, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
I think like many of you said, it's always hard to follow things that are four-legged and furry, like the dog, because people just become props. I used to say that all the time as the office director of this program, and it still reigns true today. So, with that, I want to say thank you. I know Representative Blue couldn't be here, but she's been a great supporter, and Representative Valadeo, as well as Chairman Mass for hosting this event and being here tonight and speaking. I'm pleased that distinguished ambassadors, some that I know from the State Department, and have represented us, as well as other countries, have benefited from these programs over the years, and are here as well. This crowd draws, and the crowd this event draws is a testament to the importance that this issue plays in advancing some of America's key interests abroad. The Bureau of Political Military Affairs' mission is simple and strategic. It's to advance U.S. national security and American first foreign policy through tough-minded diplomacy, responsible defense trade, and targeted security assistance that makes America safer, stronger, and more prosperous without providing more debt to the U.S. taxpayers with undue and unsustainable burdens. So as many of you know, the PM Bureau manages the U.S. Conventional Weapons Destruction Program, or as we call it, CWD. It's a critical tool for advancing American policy priorities in key regions. We're putting the assist back into assistance using partly the Conventional Weapons Destruction Program to help countries use their own resources more effectively rather than simply doing the job for them. So clearing landmines, unexploded ordnance, and improvised explosive devices frees land for farming, commercial development, and critical minerals exploration. It allows refugees to return to their communities, and it literally clears the way for new infrastructure. This fosters economic growth and trade while opening new markets for U.S. companies. These efforts reduce long-term reliance on foreign assistance to create an opportunity for host nations to manage their own defense and work with the United States to protect key interests in strategic areas. Related, if you look at our stockpile security assistance efforts, we have countries cure their vulnerable munitions at depots against illicit proliferation to criminals, drug traffickers, and terrorists. Without illicit weapons, these malign actors are less able to perpetuate the violence and instability that threatens U.S. companies and economic interests that fuels illegal migration at its own borders. So preventing this instability is the main effort in our own hemisphere, where we're helping Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Paraguay, Peru, and numerous countries across the Caribbean better secure weapon stockpiles in the region. In Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands, we're improving host nation security. We can make progress on forward-looking strategic interests to advance a free and open Pacific. And as an example, our demining assistance directly supports the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accords brokered by the President between Cambodia and Thailand. And we continue to do the legacy demining projects that we've been doing there for many years, clearing landmines and unexploded hazards that impact people's lives in the region. In Gaza, we stood up an unexploded ordnance response capacity to support the President's 20-point peace plan. This project is directly facilitating efforts by the Board of Peace and the Civilian Military Coordination Center to survey planned sites that temporarily house displaced Palestinians. We'll also support construction teams engaged in this critical work, and will destroy unexploded ordnance before it can be exported to build new levels. And in Ukraine, landmine, which we wish the ambassador was here, but in Ukraine, landmine and unexploded ordnance contamination is on a scale not seen since World War II. Our strategy helps the government in Ukraine build a strong, independent, sustainable capacity to deal with these threats with its own resources. For instance, we've trained 2,500 deminers employed by the State Special Transport Service. Ukraine's equivalent to our Army Corps of Engineers. These deminers whose salaries and deployment costs are fully paid by the Ukrainian government have gone on to clear 672 square miles of land in Ukraine. It's an area 10 times the size of Washington, D.C., to put that in perspective. And they've removed more than 260,000 landmines and pieces of unexploded ordnance in the process. This work is directly enabling critical repairs to Ukrainian infrastructure. The electrical grid is clearing homes and agricultural land and opening new opportunities there in Ukraine. The assistance addresses many of America's concern about land contamination and generates investment opportunities, and is critical to Ukraine's economic recovery, all of which underpins Ukraine's ability to fund its own long-term defense over time. Our project implementers like BAG, HALO, Tetra Tech, Golden West proudly wear the American flag while implementing all of these programs, leaving no doubt that the American people deliver this critical assistance in all these places. These achievements are not only possible because of the continued support of Congress. Thank you, Chairman Mass, for your vocal support and the representatives, but also the American people. We deliver clear results for U.S. national and economic security. And just from a personal standpoint of having been able to, having served in the Air Force and the military, led the Office of Weapons Removal and Abatement, and gone to the sites where we're clearing this contamination. It is a walk through military history. I count it as one of the best jobs I've ever had, even in my life. And so to go walk the Ho Chi Minh Trail on the Vietnam side and the Laos side, walk the approach to the Khmer Rouge, walk the battlegrounds of Angola, but also see the impact of the work that's going on from our implementing partners and the people that are clearing the explosive hazards. It is inspiring to see. It makes a difference in the world. It makes a difference in our security and the stability of the country. So I take on board what Chairman Mass said about making sure we're come to the Hill and make our case. And I want to thank you for attending tonight, your interest and support to this very important work. And thanks for the opportunity to share a snapshot of around the world of what you're doing to clear the explosive hazards. Thank you.